Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to keep this video, it's going to be about 7 minutes long, and I'm going to show you this fan shroud we came up with. So I didn't really record much of modeling it, but I'm going to show you the finished product and some of the details of it and where we ordered it and all that. Alright, y'all sit back and enjoy. Alright, so we're working on this assembly. So we got our fan and our heat exchanger. And we're defining this assembly right now. So we got these two centered up. So if you look at this square, you can see the fan fits the heat exchanger pretty nicely. We're centered, so the zoom doesn't work very good. But anyway, that's centered, and right now we are 2.14 inches spacing, which results in this being perfectly right up against the heat exchanger, which of course we're going to build a fan shroud to space this. So our number is essentially going to be 2.14 plus whatever we actually want this to be. So I don't actually know what this is going to be yet. Let's just go with, say, 1.5 inches. So that would be a 6, and then that would be a 3. That's 1.5 inches thick shroud. So we'll start with that and see what we come up with. Alright, so this may turn out to be, that guess of 1.5 inches may turn out to be a really good number. So I don't know if this will show up, but it says the minimum distance is 6.8 inches. And I took some measurements on the car, and I've got about 7 inches of height I can work with maximum. So that's probably all we can get. We should actually do a little less. But we're probably going to run with this for now and start looking at our shroud and see what we come up with. Alright guys, well, let me show you what we came up with. I think this is finished. We may have missed a couple things, but I think this is pretty close. So we got our shroud, we got our fan, we got our heat exchanger. And we went in and fixed some of the details. So the main thing that was missing was this flange to bolt up. So you can see we got a flange on here. It's got 6 holes. Those are just M3 or M3 bolts go there. Same thing on the other side. I'll just drill a hole through that metal and put a nut. Simple enough. Where these fittings come through, let me get a good square view of this. There we go. So we kind of made a hex to follow the way it's already designed. So that cleaned that up. Looks a little better. Let's see what else. We got all our bolts for the fans. We didn't put the bolts on that, but I ain't worried about it. We also did some cleanup with some radiuses. Let me get a cross section and I'll show you that. Alright, so you can see here, for example, this radius. Let me zoom in. Yeah, so you can see there's a radius here, so air comes through the fan and it can curve here. Well, it can also curve into that wall. And that radius extends across the entire thing. So you can see, through this section, through the back, these all have radiuses. So that helps with the strength and rigidity of the shroud, and it'll also probably help a little bit with airflow. But you can really get a picture of this. Let me see if I can hide that transmission cooler real quick. Yeah, so this is kind of like looking into the top of the shroud. And it's really not that bad. You're going to have 1.5 inches between the fan blades there, which aren't in the picture, and then these corners, you got 1.5 inches for air to curve across there and feed into this portion of the heat exchanger. So I think this shroud's going to help quite a bit. This turned out better than I thought it would. Now I guess the big variable is, will the 3D printed part take the heat? But that's really half the reason I'm building this. I just want to see if it'll even work. Because frankly, if this does work, we might be able to print some other cool stuff for the car. And it's almost like a new way to fabricate, just to be able to design something and click a few buttons and the part shows up already built. So anyway, that's what we got. We're gonna get this ordered tonight, I think. But yeah, look how that turned out. I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's gonna, I don't know, hopefully it holds up, but I think it looks professional. This looks engineered. So cool stuff. Alright y'all, take it easy. Alright gentlemen, we're about to order this. So we ended up using Craft Cloud again. We've used them before. They did our last set of fittings that I need to show you guys. So originally I got a quote and it was, we did that estimate and it was looking like $100. Well, it turned out to be $177. So this was more expensive than we thought it would be, but I guess it's just because this geometry is a lot more complex than that simple one we modeled. I guess that ran the cost up. I can't remember. I don't think it's much bigger, but maybe it is a little bit larger. But we kind of looked at some other options, so we're just using FDM nylon. This is about the cheapest, well, this is the cheapest heat resistant option they have. And they did have some others. They have one I can get SLS nylon printed, which would be nicer, but it almost doubles the cost. So that one was just over $300, whereas this one's $177 with shipping. So we decided to go cheap, and there's a couple reasons why. One, we already went over our budget, and the second one is if I buy a more expensive material and it does the job, then I won't know if the cheaper material would have done the job. So even though if we buy this and it doesn't work and we have to go with something else, that'll suck, but at least then we know, hey, this failed at that temperature, or it didn't work, or we'll have some info. And that's kind of half the reason we're doing this. Is it's just hard to find people that use 3D printed parts in automotive environments, and selectively where you can use them, what materials, and of course it comes down to design and everything. So our Shroud, we really tried to make everything beefy so that we wouldn't put much stress on the material to give it a chance to hold up to temp. So looks like this is what we're going to do. Damage is going to be 177, and it's going to take forever. It says 11 to 17 days. Look at this. Production plus shipping. This is actually coming out of Argentina, oddly enough. But anyway, thought I'd show you that. We're about to get this part ordered. Alright guys, that'll do it for today's video. Hope y'all enjoyed this. I noticed this isn't the most popular stuff I've posted on my channel, but I have good news for all those people that made it to the end. We will have some shop updates coming soon because a certain box with some coilovers came in. So that'll probably be the next video, unboxing those. Check them out. Alright, y'all take it easy.